It's no secret that the RV industry is booming and people are camping at a record rate. And if you've been out camping this season, you know that campgrounds are busier than ever. We need more campgrounds, and many developers want to build campgrounds. But there's one big problem they're facing right now. Communities don't want them. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Jason from RVmiles.com and the RV Miles podcast. On this YouTube channel, we talk about the latest in RV news, as well as a bit of our personal travels and a whole lot of tips and tricks and gear reviews and more. If you like our content, please click the subscribe button and then the little notification bell that comes after it to get notified every time we put a video up like this. You know, I scour the news every single day for the latest in anything that's going on with the RV world or with camping, from Google News alerts to RVbusiness.com and Woodall's Campground Management, all sorts of different places that disseminate what's happening around the country in RV news. And there's a troubling trend that I've been seeing lately. I've been reading more and more articles about municipalities denying new campground development. There is a lot of investment money that is going into campgrounds right now. A lot of it is going to buying old rundown campgrounds and rehabilitating them into new fancy resorts. But there's a need for a greater total number of campsites, and campground developers are trying to make that happen. But often they go into local communities, they present their plans, and they get met with a lot of hostility, usually from local residents. Local residents who don't want more traffic. They don't want vagrants. Some of them might see RVers as people. Abby spilled her drink. Some of them perceive RVers as people who don't contribute to society. It's a really sad view to have of a large swath of the country, but it exists. And what happens is that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. People who are outspoken about this show up to community meetings, they show up to city council meetings, and they complain. They say, we don't want this in our community. It is going to create a stress on our small community, and it doesn't belong here. And what they don't realize is that in many communities across the country, bed taxes that we pay as RVers at lots of campgrounds and that people pay at hotels pays for so much of what is provided to local communities so that they don't have to pay it on their own taxes. We also bring tons of dollars into local businesses. I can't tell you how many times we've visited an area just because there's a small, affordable community campground available and it seems like a good spot. And then we explore that area and learn about it. Like we have right here where I am right now. We're at the Angostura Recreation Area near Hot Springs, South Dakota. Hot Springs, South Dakota is one of those towns that perhaps should have been a big tourist hub for the Black Hills of South Dakota, but for whatever reason, it never became that. It's right next to Wind Cave National Park. We absolutely love Hot Springs, South Dakota. It's a fantastic town, and we're only visiting it because this campground is right here. We stumbled on it that way. And the story's the same across the country, especially now as people are more and more concerned about hotels and airplanes. Obviously, there are more and more RVers, people who can bring their kitchen and bathroom along with them. That's going to continue and continue. That's not going away at the end of the year. People are still going to be less interested in airline travel, at least through the next couple years. So it's really a benefit to a lot of these communities to have RV parks and campgrounds. So what can we do about it? Well, I'm not 100% sure, other than raising awareness. If there's a developer that wants to bring a campground to your local community, go and support it. Because what happens is people don't go and support things at these community meetings and at these city council meetings. People are only there to shout them down. And if you go and support what really is a great thing, it can be really helpful for all of us RVing across the country, and it can be great for the local economy in the town that you live in. If you have other ideas about how we can convince municipalities to bring more campgrounds in, please leave them in the comments. If you got value from this video, please click the like button and remember to subscribe. You can also find us every week over at the RV Miles podcast, available on every single podcast app or all over social media as RV Miles. See you next time.